Hello everyone and welcome to this week's plugin QuickTip tutorial. In this one, I'm going to be showing you about the I Do dialog. What this will allow you to do is have an additional option up here in your plugins menu. In this case, it says options, and with this, we'll be able to trigger a bit of code like a parameter change. And basically, whenever we click on this button, it will send us to a specific entry point, and we can use that to activate whatever code we want. In many cases, this is a registration for an After Effects plugin through AE Scripts, Envato, or Gumroad. You can also have this be an About section. There's a whole lot of things you can use the I Do dialog for. Before we get started, I do want to remind you down below, hit subscribe and the bell icon to be notified of new videos coming out twice weekly in the channel, and down in the description you can check out the code for this in the GitHub link. And down below in the description you can follow us on GitHub for coding updates, as well as Instagram for other live updates. If you're not already a member of our Discord server, make sure you come and join to get help with scripting, extensions, plugins, expressions, submit tutorial ideas, and much more. And you can also follow us and become a member on YouTube by becoming a member, supporter, premium supporter, or VIP. Get cool perks like badges, weekly tutorial polls, weekly VIP streams, and much more. You can also check us out on Adobe Exchange and AE Scripts to help support us in the description down below. So I have here the base extension that I used in a previous tutorial where I just created all of the possible UI parameters, and I've removed all of the code here which allowed me to have that options menu. Now we just have the reset button which comes default and resets all of your UI parameters back to their defaults. Now let's go through the few steps we need to take to add the I Do dialog and how to sort of capture when we click on it. So I have here just the base code, and this is just the skeleton project, which is in the effect skeleton examples. And the first thing I'm going to do is go to my global setup. We first need to define the I Do dialog out flag. This is an out flag one. So if you already have an out flag, to add a second one, you just add a vertical separator here, and we'll say pf underscore out flag underscore. And this is going to give us a list of all of our possible out flags, and we want to select the one that says I Do dialog. All right, and if you're not already familiar, anytime we change our out flags of any kind, we also need to update the out flags value here in our R file. So make sure you go into your R file, and we're going to update this. The way we update it is by adding a breakpoint on our out flags, or you can add it after the out flags because we need to get the evaluated value. Since I'm already debugging this in After Effects, I'll restart it. And once we get to this breakpoint, we can see the new value of out flags and update it in our R file here. And it's going to need to be in hexadecimal values, so I will show you as well how we can do that here using Visual Studio Code. I'll load this up and I'll apply my sample UI params plugin. And here we have our breakpoint. If I hover over out flags, we get this large number. But if I right click on the actual pop-up here, I can choose hexadecimal display, and this is the value we want to paste inside of our R file. In this case, you can see it's just a slight difference, but that will make a difference in terms of actually allowing our plugin to launch. So step one is in your global out flags, add I Do dialog. Then make sure you update your global out flags in your R file so that it recognizes this correctly. And then the last thing we need to do is actually capture it. If we were to actually run this now, it should appear in the UI, but we also will need a way to know when the user presses it. So I can apply the plugin, and I still have this breakpoint, so I'll just remove it and go past it. And now you can see we have this options button. So now we have the I Do dialog. All we have to do now is figure out how we can access when it's pressed. Actually, similar to the old About button and similar to param changes, we can actually do it inside of our effect main. So if we go down here in our main C++ file, we'll go to effect main. This is where you have your pf commands. This is like where you have the about command, your global setup, your parameter setup, or your user interface, and your render or smart render. These all get called in here. We're going to add a new case to this break or switch statement. We're going to say case pf underscore. The next keyword is command, and then underscore. This will give us a list of all of the pf commands we can get access to. And in this case, you might have guessed it, we want to use the pf command do dialog. Then we will break this. And just to test that this works, we simply are going to say int a, or whatever you want, is equal to 0. And we can set a breakpoint here So whenever we select it, or whenever we click on the Do Dialog button, it's going to send us to this breakpoint and show us that it successfully received it. You can then go on and use that information to activate other functions, update your UI, have pop-ups occur, and all kinds of things. So we'll go ahead and apply this plugin. Back to Sample, Plugins, and UI Params. Here we have our options, and if I hit options, you can see now we're going to the breakpoint because it's detected we pressed our Do Dialog button. But that's going to do it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, hit the thumbs up button. Down below, hit subscribe and the bell icon to be notified of new videos coming out twice weekly in the channel. And down in the description, you can check out my GitHub to follow for coding updates. Also down there, follow on Instagram for other live updates. If you're not already a member of our Discord server, you can come and join to get help with scripting, extensions, plugins, expressions, submit tutorial ideas, hang out with knowledgeable members, and much more. And if you'd like to help support us on YouTube and get cool perks, link in the description. You can become a member, supporter, premium supporter, or VIP, and some of those perks are really cool, like Discord status, VIP streams, code in advance. You can also check us out on AE Scripts and Adobe Exchange down in the description to help support us there. And that's going to do it for this video, guys. We'll see you next time.